Blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, thus as your brother Dan Moses or say our Sarkodie of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with the continuation of our exposition, testimony, New World Disorder. But before we begin, we want to welcome each other by saying Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Nganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome. So, Diwo, to San Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mengalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, Sanu de Zua, El Kwang de Ena, Mitash, Duburo, Pezalo, Vat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalus, Vita Iche, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkommen, Estan, Hozut, Walan, Adoman, bienvenido, Namaste, Swagetam, Kus Amadit, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Wangong Haminida, Wanging, Nyejeko, Anime, Nyejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Miao, Wezo, Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony, New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and lies that are willfully made about some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world, and yet have chosen to be the very people that have dealt with us by and continue to deal with us by willful lie, deception, and delusion, having brought humanity and the nations of the world into this total global helplessness. But we want to remind ourselves that all that you are seeing on the nations of the world, there's so much fears that is going on in the world. They are all the winds of the blowing winds of the ulterior agenda that is being pursued against the human race, which is an agenda to take over your soul, my soul, the souls of the nations of the world. And therefore, you are in a moment of time that you need to make up your mind, make a decision as to whether you allow the soul takers, soul thieves, upon all the afflictions against humanity, against you and I here on earth, you will allow them to take over your soul to domination in hell, or you yield your soul over to the owner and the maker of your soul, that he leads you to glory in the kingdom of heaven after life here. Christ Jesus is my Lord, and I have gladly accepted him as my Lord and my Savior, and I want to commend him to you this day, that you never regret life after this earth. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. But we thank God about this same program, we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight, and we know exactly what to do in these times of global wickedness. So, Akwaba to the program. We know that God has not left us helpless. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of it. This exposure is being recorded on the 4th of August 2022, towards Friday, the 5th of August 2022. So, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the world. You know, this very week, we have heard a very troubling statement come out of no less a person than the UN Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres. What was the statement? He told the world that we are a single miscalculation away from nuclear war. Go check it out. He told us plain. You know, the UN Secretary General is not a layman. So he knows what he's talking about. But but we know him to be a diplomat. So even in the midst of the reality that he's trying to point you to, you should know that he will be very diplomatic and tactical. So let me, an ordinary member of the human race, but the only member of the UN Secretary General, the only member of the UN United Nations who is not a nation. Did you get that? An ordinary member of the human race, but the only member of the United Nations who is not a nation. Let me spell things out to you as plain as they ought to be. Humanity and the nations of the Akufo to the program Testimony New World Disorder. The reality of what is happening to the human race is that the single miscalculated mistake was made as far back as yesterday, as the American people would say. So it is not going to be made tomorrow. You know why? The evil pursuit, the wickedness of Joe New World Order, Joe Biden at the White House, and I'm talking about racist Joe Biden and tribalist Akufo of Ghana. Their total terrorism, of total persecution and terrorizing me, just to seek to destabilize global peace, security, and stability, has ended in that mistake being made as far back as yesterday. Let me explain that to you. Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world. We know, we are not ignorant that Joe Biden, he just didn't become the president of US. He was the deputy to Barack Obama for 8 good years. It is only that he now has 4 years. And the 8 years he used with Barack Obama under Ban Ki-moon for wickedness and evil against me, my 2 tortured and abducted children, in a plot with this US undercover agent. I'm talking about racist Joe Biden and tribalist Akufo Addo. The tribalist who, for the fact that I am not from his tribe, but a Ghanaian, would bond with foreign forces to get me murdered, kidnapped, lynched. I'm talking about racist Joe Biden, who, for the fact that I am not of the same race as he is, bonded with this undercover agent. You know, let them play their racist game, his racist game, based on nationality. You understand? Hey, America, the guy is not a Ghanaian. The guy is not an American. You know, this is our citizen. You understand? So let's invert the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal, and let's break the law and murder him. Let's murder him with this U.S. undercover agent for her love for money, mansions, and car, her love for multi-million-dollar blood money. 8 years, Ban Ki-moon, Barack Obama, Joe Biden did that, and the end result is they cost the life of His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atamils, which triggered the global situation as far back as 2012 for explosion. Today, Joe Biden is still sitting as the president of America. I am not talking about Barack Obama. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm not talking about George W. Bush. This is Joe Biden today, whom as far back as Nana Addo Akufo was imposed on the throne of Ghana under the cover of the ballot in 2016 national elections, had been in bed with the tribalists of Ghana to kill a Ghanaian. And he has the mandate today because he knows not to cease from evil. America and the nations of the world are covered to the program Testimony New World. I'm telling us to understand that the problem I mean, the miscalculated mistake was made as far back as yesterday. That we understand that that is what it is. In 2021, June the 15th, humanity and the nations of America are aware that I landed on the soil of America. One more time. Under 1 month, from June the 15th, 2021 to January the 7th, 2021, let's calculate. Under 1 month, Joe Biden and his administration with Nana Addo Akufo Addo turned my residence into a terror cell. The entire neighborhood to the operating of secret terror cell, torturing me in the home of one Cameroonian called Andre that used to work with the post office, U.S. Postal Services. Persecution, with the persecution, torture, and terror, lawlessness. Another 1 month with 711 Crystal Rock Road, Germantown, Maryland. Under 1 month, the stupidity of so-called leaders resulted in the unfortunate killing of the Haitian president. Humanity and the nations of the world, Aquaba to the program, testimony, new world, disorder. You haven't heard anything yet. That made me relocate from the residence of Andre, the Cameroonian, who belonged to the terror network of Kofi Asamoah. When I talk about Kofi Asamoah, the man whose company was used for the secret terrorism, which cost the life of as many as 200 Ghanaians at the Kwame Nkrumah. Secret terrorism, blowing 2 gas station explosions under the cover and the guise of rain, and they killed as many as 2. The Andre was the terror cell member of Kofi Asamoah and Nana Addo Akufo Addo. I relocated from the home. So after 2 months. So June, July, August. By the beginning of September, I had become the tenant of one of their criminals called Killer. And I foreign. This has nothing to do with Ivory Coast, or has it anything to do with Cameroon. It is the evil mind of Nana Addo Akufo Addo, who is so conscienceless to be operating secret terror cells on a foreign soil, America, and Joe Biden colluding with him to kill an African. You understand? Just like Joe Biden is colluding with Nana Addo Akufo to operate secret terror cell on the soil of Ghana in violation of international law to kill the African. You understand? So scratch my back, I scratch your back. Evils. It's what they do. Aquaba to the program, testimony, new world, this one. At the residence of Killer, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., the Biden administration, the Germantown police, infant torturing police, infant persecuting police, crime covering police, terrorizing police. America, they know we say it as it is. Aquaba to the program, testimony, new world, disorder. They use the residence of Killer from Ivory Coast, terrorize me to the point that they have converted the door lock into a remote control. They could detain me from the home, from going to work, prevent me. I have the key, but I cannot get out of the home because remote control. I mean, microchipped door lock. They were doing that with the Ghana Embassy, who had planted their agent right at the home, that resident of that killer guy. While the same Ghana Embassy, when I go to work in a company called International Foods Warehouse, which is operated by Ghanaian politicians, some Akufo Addo politicians behind the scenes. They own the company and put the face of a woman, right? So they supply the produce in the store. You understand? They dump the items that their terrorists come to collect them. They were dumping state money into the company, and it directly involved a staff of the Ghana embassy, which in every company that I have worked with, I've worked in. Since I'm married to this you and I cover God, he is the official representative of the Ghana embassy that is used by the embassy to terrorize me in every company that I've worked. His name is Kweku. He sometimes poses as Kofi. Understand? Kweku Kofi. Ghana embassy, Washington DC. I will blow your mind with time regarding that terrorist. Acquire to the program testimony new world disorder. By November, I have to leave that terror cell and go become a resident, a tenant in the home of a very beautiful hearted Muslim called Oscar Ibudu. Oscar in the same German town, Maryland. I'll give you the records later. So CIA, FBI, all of us, we go track the information and see whether just like we are now going to work together. Mossad, politicized national security, Ghana, FBI, BNI, permitted. We shall all work together and we fish out the criminals that are troubling Ghana, America, and the world. Acquire to the program testimony new world disorder. Perfect-hearted Muslim called Oscar Ibudu. Within days of me going to live at the home, Nana Addo Akufo Addo, the Ghana embassy, Washington DC, Joe Biden and his administration quickly converted the home into a sterile cell. However, they must play the Muslim because in that same home, they have recruited agents. One from Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast has nothing to do with this. You understand? They only buy evil minds. And let's hold on with that. We shall get there. For that Ivorian to be terrorizing, torturing, and persecuting me constantly, as Akufo Addo, Nana Joe Biden, with global criminals to make a fool of the American people, must use diplomatic cables and operate the terror cell behind the American people, so that if you belong to the BNI, if you belong to the CIA, if you belong to the intelligence community of America, you have no right meddling in that operating of the terror cell, because it's diplomatic, crime. You understand? If you are able to infiltrate, you are a BNI, and you get an information from that home. If you belong to the police service, you are a private investigator, and you are able to hack into the home and you get information. The question now becomes, the residence is a no-go area under the approval of the government, and diplomatically you cannot trespass. How did you get that information? So it was a matter of you all must watch on for laws of America to be rendered useless, like the way the laws of Ghana has been rendered useless for this terror cells to be operated. They had made Oscar, that very good-hearted Muslim, played him to think that, listen, this African is a Christian, you are a Muslim, but however, he is known to global authorities, the powers of America, that he is a man that have fought to the defense of the precious blood of Muslims. So he is your brother, he's not your enemy. So what they played him to think is that you are in control over the operating of this secret terrorism. You are tracking the Ivorians quietly. So every evil that they are doing, you know it. So you are watching on the back of for the your fellow human being, a Christian, but you are Muslim. You are watching on his back for him. Meanwhile, they were playing the innocent Muslim. Within the matter of weeks, they set him up. They set an innocent Jewish woman. The father was a Jew. The mother, the father was a Jew. The mother was an American citizen. Her name was Shelley. I'm sorry. Her name was Shiloh Johnson. Shiloh Johnson, innocent Jew. They set her up at the home to play her as well, to let her think that you are watching on the back of this African for him. They split him up into relation with Oscar Ibudu, a Muslim. He set him up to marry in a relationship with a Jew, so that a Christian, a Jew, and a Muslim, they want to set us up into battle fight in a single home, that they may create global tension in the Middle East, in the Christian world, Islamic world, and the Muslim world, as we are fighting over there. Attention of humanity will be diverted from the fact that they were terrorizing us at that time under whatever VAWAT, medical terrorism, and they were terrorizing us. Want to burn up the Christian world, the Islamic world, and the Judaist world at the same time. Ghana, America, humanity, and the nation have told Guinea, Mali, and Burkina Faso that the coup d'etat that was indiscriminate in West Africa. Where is the face of the man? Nana Addo Akufo Addo. He's evil with Joe Biden was behind that. Let's go to the next expose. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World. This one. God bless you. Bye-bye.